While that's going on, I'm gonna make some biscuits. It's really hard to make.
Do you know how much I love biscuits when you decided to make these for the show today? Because
if I could only read your mind, I'd have been in
trouble,
ma'am. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And biscuits, we're making what they call back where I grew up in Hills of Virginia, a drop biscuit, a buttermilk drop biscuit. I'm gonna come right over here over the stove, okay? And here we have some winter wheat flour. The reason I'm using winter wheat flour, it's a softer flour.
All right.
It's closer to a pastry flour for the French. It's a softer flour, it's not as high gluten, and it makes a lighter biscuit, okay? So I dump my flour in.
That's a good tip, because it's very, very difficult to achieve that perfect biscuit texture.
It has to be just right.
Yeah, it has to be just right, exactly. But I think a Southern boy like yourself knows what he's doing.
I'm trying, ma'am. I'm trying to learn. And that is some baking powder.
All right. Got to have that leavener in there.
A little bit. And also some baking soda.
Now, why baking soda and baking powder? Is there a reason?
Do you know what baking powder is?
I do.
Okay. It's baking soda.
With a little bit of acid added to it, cream of
that,
tartar.
And a little bit of salt. And I'm going to use both.
Okay.
And why I do it this way is my mama taught me to do it that way.
Well, that's all the reason you need.
And the flour that I use in my restaurant, we still bring it up from down in the mountains of Virginia.
Do you
around
really?
Tennessee, yes, ma'am.
No.
Because you can't buy good winter wheat flour.
Wow.
Up north.
Who knew?
And for a while, White Lily used to ship me my flour just so I would have a good flour. They heard that I was coming down for it, and they used to ship it up.
Oh, wow.
And they got tired of doing it.
Well, maybe we can get them to start back
Yes,
up.
ma'am.
Well, let's talk about the restaurant, by the way.
Okay.
Jack's Firehouse.
Let's talk about it.
And also the diner.
Okay. I have a couple restaurants.
Yeah.
This is a lard that I put in it. Okay. And you need lard in it to make it creamy after you mix it together.
Lard gets a bad reputation, but boy, does it taste good in a biscuit.
There's a lot of things that we're not supposed to do. That's a lot better if we do them. Okay? And cooking also.
I'm with you.
Okay, you're asking me about the down-home diner.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a classically French trained chef. Okay, I worked for the first 15 years of my culinary career working in fancy French restaurants. And when I decided I wanted to open my own restaurant, I said, you know, I really don't want to do that. I want to do something from back home. So there's a little farmer's market in Reading Terminal Market. It's called a Reading Terminal Market in Philadelphia. It's a great farmer's market.
Love it there.
And when I worked at this fancy French restaurant called Le Bec Fin, which was the top French restaurant in the country maybe at the time.
Yeah.
When I was a chef de partie, okay? Big title.
Sounds fancy.
So when you had a special party, what I'd have to do is I'd have to help figure out the menu, figure out where to get the products. And I always leaned on the Reading Terminal Market to find special products.
Right.
So when it came time to open my restaurant, I decided that I would open in the Reading Terminal Market. And I opened almost a restaurant with a little bit of southern twang to it. And it was called a down-home diner.
And this came before Jack's Firehouse?
This was before Jack's Firehouse. And I was very lucky. In the first month, nobody came because the restaurant had been dead before. And after the first month, you couldn't get in it for 3 years.
Really? How about that?
They would line up before I opened, and they would line up until I closed for 3 years.
Now, what's your specialty there?
Good food.
Good answer.
We don't have freezers. We made everything from scratch.
Fantastic.
Okay. We make our own buttermilk. Okay. Which you make whipped cream. And the leftovers, you let it sour, and it's called buttermilk.
Wow.
We made our own preserves, and we canned the preserves. So we made everything from scratch. We made our own hams. We made our own bacon.
Wow.
So it was a little bit before its time, and we bought all of our products from the farmers.
Right there in the
Reading Terminal Market. And we also made a lot of inroads with the Amish and the Mennonite because we're in the Reading Terminal Market.
Sure.
So we were fortunate enough to make a lot of friends, and we got lucky, and people came out to eat it. And you know what? They're still doing it. And it's only 30 years later, we're still doing it.
30 years is a long time to have a restaurant.
I know, ma'am.
It really
I was a young kid when I started. I swear I was, okay?
You're still a young kid.
I don't know about that.
At heart.
But okay, thank you. But after we got the diner going, it was open 3 years, and we decided to open a restaurant, upscale American restaurant. It was called Jack's Firehouse.
Why did you name it that?
It's the first firehouse to ever commission people to fight for. A municipality commissioned people to first one in the world.
Really?
Okay?
In Philadelphia?
And, well, they had a little problem with the firefighters in Philadelphia. At the time, they had insurance companies, and one insurance company would fight with another insurance company and set the neighborhoods on fire to get their money and all this. So the city stepped in and they opened a firehouse called, it was a Ladder Company 1A. It was the first one. And when I decided to open a restaurant, I'm not really original. I mean, like, what are you going to call it? Firehouse? My name's Jack. So it came together pretty easy for me, okay?
It works.
It works. So what I've been doing is I've been working the lard into the flour.
Just getting it into tiny little bits.
Yes, and when you do that, when you bake it, the lard melts and goes into the flour, and it also makes it rise a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's got a little moisture in it, and as the moisture steams, it brings the biscuit up.
So you get those kind of tender
And
flakes.
you get a little flaky, okay?
I like it.
And in this, we use a buttermilk. The reason we use a buttermilk is we're using a quick bread, okay, if you would, by using baking powder and baking soda. So it's a chemical reaction, and we're using buttermilk in it.
And is this your homemade buttermilk?
No, I didn't make this, ma'am.
You could have lied. It's okay.
No need to lie, ma'am. Okay, so I'm going to add this. And before I do that, I'm going to turn the pan on back here. I'm going to cook these in a pan. And why I'm cooking these in a pan is because my mother always cooked them in a pan.
Once again, the best reason.
We use a cast iron pan to do it. So I'm going to add a little buttermilk in here.
All right.
Have you ever made buttermilk biscuits, ma'am?
Oh, I sure have.
You have?
And I've used the white lily flour also.
Nope.
Okay, so how do you know how much buttermilk to put in?
Until it kind of clumps together and holds together.
All right,
It's
so you
not
just
too
do it by
dry.
feel.
And the secret to using a buttermilk and a baking powder and baking soda is as soon as you put buttermilk in, it's starting a chemical reaction. Maybe you used to put baking soda and vinegar in a bottle and shake it up, and you remember how it
Sure.
Well, the acid in the buttermilk is doing the same thing the vinegar would do, okay?
Okay. So we need to work with it pretty quickly once you start adding the buttermilk?
And you don't want to over mix it. Even if you have a couple little lumps, they'll thaw out. Now you asked me, if you see in here, it's starting to stick together.
Yeah.
Come out apart, okay?
And it's a drop biscuit, so it can be wetter
It
rather
has to
than
be, yes.
a dough that you would roll out.
Well, now you can roll up buttermilk biscuits, but my mama always made drop biscuits, and I've been serving drop biscuits at the down-home diners since time began, it seems like.
Nice.
Excuse me, may I have that spoon? We're gonna make little biscuits.
All right, so little baby biscuits.
Little baby biscuits.
That means you can eat more of them.
Well, not only that, but it won't dominate the plate so much.
So you're packing them in pretty tight here.
And they will rise up,
All right,
but they will also have a little air going around them, which will seal the biscuit. Okay?
great.
So now we're gonna put this in a hot oven,
And what kind of temperature?
about 400 degrees.
All right.
Okay?
And about how long do they take?
This is going to take about 12 minutes.
Okay, so really
I
quick.
pray, I'm guessing, okay? Well, now we're going to bring out the biscuits. Hopefully the biscuits look okay.
Oh, they look great. Smell good too.
Well, we hope.
Now, do you have to let these rest at all, or are they ready to go?
They look like they'll be pretty good right the way they are.
Nice.
We'll take it. And remember, I heated the pan so we got brown on the bottom.
They look perfect.
And they're small,
So then we can have two.
so you can have two. Put a little arugula.
Got to get a little bit of vegetable in there.
Well, there's vegetable in there, but I hid them.
It's true.
So the children would think they're great.
That's
they're
a
great because.
great point.
So we hid them. Okay?
Is that it?
Well, I think it's edible.
I think it looks more than edible.